the disrespect starts from here. Your own son will see how you're treating your mother, his mother, your wife, and he's going to think that it is normal, and he's going to repeat the same thing with other women, because for him it's normal. If he turned around, his uncle doing the same thing, his cousins are doing the same thing. So for him, okay, that's how I should get women, and that's how I should treat the woman. You got the other way around of certain men that noticing how their mother are suffering, they're not agreeing with that, and they're saying, you know what, I don't want to be like my dad. I'm going to do the total opposite. I will focus on my woman, respect her, treat her right, show her that I'm not like the other men. And you know what is hard for this type of man? Because of so many men that behave like his father, they have to prove themselves 10 times harder to get the woman that they want. And they might suffer more and falling on some bad woman that will probably fuck them up on an emotional state. And then now they might end up like their father. Because don't forget, whatever that is in your blood from your parents, it is into you. And there's moment in your life or the environment that you're growing that will have an impact on your decision, and you might become like your mother or your father, but you're still someone individual. You're still an individual that's trying to get together with yourself. As I said to one person, and a lot of people that I went, I had discussion with them, and I have a lot of conversation with about spiritual state of mind, and having an environment that is not okay for you to grow in. And sometimes your own parents, your own brothers and sisters are the biggest part of your decisions sometimes, because it's either you want to do like they are doing, looking at them result as models, and you might do the opposite because you're noticing, me, I don't want to have a life like that. That's not for me. And often you might get criticized, pushed away, misunderstood. But at the end of the day, your life might get better than them. And that is where into certain family, you're a victim of jealousy from your own brother and sister, even your own mother and father. Sometimes it could happen. So let's keep it 100 right here. And I will make it clear. Spirituality is not a joke. Okay, let's not mix spirituality with religion, because religion, we damn know it's politics, and it's something that is created by the government. Spirituality is something that it's within you that you have to discover if your parents never told you how to know yourself. First of all, you got to know where you're coming from, because let's not forget, we are Black people. We've been taken from our land, and we've been victims from slavery. And often we don't know from which group of slavery, or which person or which group of slave master we were in, because our last name is not really our last name. There's nothing new I'm trying to explain to people right now if they're woke, but I'm just saying that your last name helps you to know from which slave master you grew up. That's one. Let's keep it real. By finding out which slave master group you were in, you understand why you're practicing certain religion. And by there, you understand where your ancestors were built of and coming from. If you take time to understand who you are, by there, you will understand why you are behaving that way. Somehow we forget why we have certain attitude, behavior. Yes, your parents is part of it, but sometimes even them, they don't even know where they're coming from. They don't even know their ancestors. They are stuck to certain information given in Haiti, but they don't go deeper to the core to understand, okay, maybe I'm coming from Brazil or Cuba. Probably I'm coming from Spain. I could be a descent from Belgium. And then after that, my slave master had a couple kids with my grandmothers and aunties and all that. We all got together and all that and became a base family in a specific province in Haiti. That's what I'm saying to certain men that are talking to me, that approach me. Do you know your story? Do you understand where you're coming from? Do you know your strengths and weaknesses from your family and from yourself? Because there's certain things you might gain in life that are coming from your family from maybe 3 or 10 generation ahead, before your own parents. And even then they didn't knew they had that type of white, let's say, uncle, or they have like decent people from a specific country, and then you have that heritage. So that's why I'm saying that it's really important to understand where you're coming from, how you've been built up, and how to grow from that experience when you get all that knowledge. Because there's some people, unfortunately, it's at the end of their 60s, they understand where they're coming from and why their life were like that. And there's some other people, they understand since the age of 10, 15, or 20, okay, this is who I am, this is where I'm going, and this is why I don't want to be associated with, this is what I'm taking from what I've learned, and I will move on from it. That's why I do understand certain women, their husband are white. And that's why I do now not taking in consideration about the interracial program calendar that is on, but I'm more focusing on how your spirit is connecting with other spirit that is telling you where you're at right now in your life. You got to understand the dimension of your energy and yourself to get together with someone. I had many failures in relationships based to my environment, based to the type of dad that I had. I love my dad to death. He's a good father, but he wasn't a good husband to my mother. I will never hide that. And even though he gave me tips about how Asian men are, but the tip that he's giving me is like, all men are cheaters, all men are liars, all men are this and this and that. But this man is doing this and this and that. Figure it out by your own. But I'm going to tell you, that's how Asian men are. So it is kind of hard by having a dad that you love and you grew up with, that was your first love, telling you how men are. And then you have to deal with it and walk with it and accept certain things that you know it is not okay. So that is where I'm coming from. Certain decisions that you took in your life, were they good enough for you or affected your relationship, affected your direction in life when it comes to school or whatsoever? Because you trust your family, you know your family loves you and wants to see you happy. But at the same time, are you just pleasing them because they're your parent? And we know in the Haitian culture, certain parents, or most 85% of our parents, it's like we owe them something back after that we get a certain job, we have a certain degree, or we finish our university. Like we owe them something back. There's certain parents that others, they don't want nothing from you than seeing you succeed. They just want you, I want you to get married, give me my first grandchild. That's all I'm asking you. Often I saw some parents like that. You don't owe me nothing. Just, the only thing you owe me, be happy. Make sure you establish yourself, get yourself together with someone, get married, give you my grandchild. I've heard and seen some parents, that's all they've been asking their children. But we damn know the other side around. The other way around, a lot of our parents, we owe them. Okay? Is it a cultural thing? Is it a mindset? I don't know. But only thing that I know, I sat down with a lot of Asian people, and that's what I've heard most of the time. So they're always asking you back whatever they invested in you. Like, it's like a loan, let's say. They put you on earth, you owe them back. So with interest on top of it. So it's kind of a scam, but it's all love. But, sometimes there's a lot of people I've noticed, they just like disconnect themselves from their family because of that. There's some parents, they are taking over your life. They want to take decision. They want to be the person in charge of everything of your life. It's like you're not living your life at all. You're not living your life at all, and you're stuck. When I'm saying stuck, you're stuck in your reality. You're stuck, not able to do anything, and that's not cool. So that is where I'm at right now about my subject today. It's like, until you don't know where you're coming from, and I said where you're coming from also by knowing your father, if you have the chance to grow up with your father, knowing where your mom is coming from, who is your mother, who is your father, balance your reality, balance who you are now, and which the direction you would like to take, without or with the influence of your parents. Often ask yourself, did your parent have so much influence into your decision that you regret certain things you have done? Did that happen to you? You were so mad at yourself by not listening to yourself because you wanted to please your parents more than please yourself. Did that never happen to you? You have that resentment that, listen, that's not for me. I cannot do that. That I cannot please everybody in my family. I cannot keep going like that for my family. I got to do me as I want to be myself and how I want to live my life. But sometimes they will say, ah, c'est mal voye ou désobéissant, ou pas respecter grand monde. Et pas ça nous toujours attendez? They constantly repeating you that in your head. How often did you notice your parents being criticized? They criticize every move, every words, every decision that you took in your life that was totally different from what they prepared or planned for you. And when they see you succeeding, they're so surprised, and then they cheer you. Hey, my son been amazing, my daughter been doing that. But before that, they wasn't down with your plan, huh? But they seen you succeeding. And I understand certain people that just cut contacts with the parent because of that. Because they've been stressing you, holding you strong, not doing this, not doing that. Often, when you're dating somebody, you have either your mom or your dad, or brother or sister that doesn't approve that person in your life. So you kind of like, listen, they know better. They love me. They want to protect me. So I will not go further with that person. And you ended up seeing later on that person has been the best thing you have met in your life because he got married, got kids, got these things together. He's not so far seen as a cheater in the street, not having a double life on the low. Because we damn know in our community, in the Black community, we often have that double life status of having a man in a house with his wife and having that other girlfriend or mistress in another way. And now it's been a trend more than 10 years or even 20 years. Because I remember at my dad, the generation of my dad, how many friends he had that were homosexual, bisexual, hiding their sexual orientation due to the comments and the perception of the society and how the Asian community wasn't that open with that reality. And they had their wife, but they've been gay all their life, and it's still ongoing today. But because of how the LGBTQ plus whatever it is now, it's more open and visual everywhere, even in those shows. There's a lot of episodes you might see now. They put transgender, they put gay people, bisexual people even more on our face to accept it because it is a reality. Then now they don't care to come out. So I'm just saying that make sure, that is the third part of my episode today. Make sure the person that you are with is a straight person that doesn't have a double life, that is not a down low, that knows what he's doing with you, that is respectful behind closed doors when you're not there, that doesn't have a relationship with your sister, cousin, or close friend, best friend, or whatsoever, colleagues at your job, whatever it is, because we know how certain guys, I'ma say it, gen pye gars se bouzen yo ye. Yo bouzen yo pa vle bouzen nan vi yo parce yo konen se même jan même moun ave yo. They don't like to be with a liar because they lying constantly. They don't like who they are and they don't want to be associated with the person that looks like them. They look at the mirror and they know how fucked up they are. They don't want to be with someone fucked up like them. They rather take someone that is clean to disturb the peace of that person, broken that person with a lot of lies. And then now you realize that you have a soul tie with someone that is damaged, broken, since more than, like, even before it was with you, even before he put a ring on your finger, even before he got kids with you. And often, I'm gonna tell you, within a community, there's a lot of people that have been victim of abuse, sexual abuse, men and women. And you got to make sure your husband or your wife, she is not someone that's repeating the same thing as her rapist or his rapist when at a young age to your own daughter and son, to your own nieces and nephews, to your own cousins and anybody that's around your environment, friends, the kids of your friends, kids of your neighbor, kids coming from your neighborhood. Like, it's serious, guys. I don't know if you noticed in Haiti, there was a guy that's been sentenced for life by raping his own daughter multiple times for many years. It is becoming serious now. It's becoming unacceptable, and it's time for us to stand up and not repeating what